what you see is now is 3 weeks, right? And if you reverse engineer the entire, what you call definition of PV, what does it say? Can somebody read out the definition of PV, please?
Plan cost for planned work that should be done by now.
Absolutely. And now is 3 weeks. So planned work we should have done by now. That means as per plan, in 3 weeks, how much of work we should have been done. So we realized we should have done phase A and we should have done phase B. And therefore, the value of PV is $400. Got it? So that is how Nishant actually came out with this PV of $400. Mr. Bilal, Mr. Jamil, did you understand that very well?
Yes.
All right. So can we have a round of applause for Nishant for finding the value of PV? It's not easy. Can we just give him a round of applause, please? Well done. So Nishant, you should feel happy now. But there is another problem with this, Nishant. When somebody does very well in mathematics, I have a tendency of asking them the maximum question. So Nishant, you're in a bit of trouble now. All right. All right. Okay. So now we've done a very crucial element of earned value management. We've got EV, we've got AC, and we've got PV. So now I'll keep it here, keep it written here, right? Now we are going to start with status reporting. So what do we do in status report? Remember, earned value is done for two things. One is for time, which is called schedule, and one is for controlling cost, right? So I'm going to write something here on the screen. The very first thing I'm going to write is called CV, right? CV, which the full form is cost variance, right? CV, right? Now, very quickly, Mr. Jamil, what is the meaning of the term variance? What does it actually mean?
Difference between earned and planned.
Yeah, you're right. Difference between any two things. You know, variance is not used for 3 things or 4 things or 5 things or 1 thing. Variance is only used something minus something. That's it. Whatever they may be, right? Perfect. So that was a very good definition. So we have CV and then we have SV. SV stands for schedule variance, right? So this is cost variance, this is schedule variance. Now, I want you to look at CV, only CV. Forget about schedule variance for the time being. And I just told you that in variance, you have to use any 2 things. But how many variables do we have?
3.
We have 3 variables, right? So out of these 3 variables of EV, AC and PV, which 2 are you going to use for CV? You don't have to tell me what minus what. You don't even have to tell me that. All I want to know from you, out of these 3, which 2 are you going to use in CV? That's it, right? Now, the trick is the definitions that you have written down, which I just told you, please read them again and again, right? Now, there is another trick. You see, if you try to create, find the variance between 2 things, there has to be something common between the 2 things. Otherwise, you'll be comparing apples and oranges. Did you get that? Right? So, I've given you a very good clue and I will leave it to you. I'm not going to spoon feed you. I'm going to ask you to figure out of these 3 variables, which 2 are you going to use for CV? Your time starts now. All right. So let's talk to Jamil. Jamil, what about you? Which are the 2 variables you would like to use for CV?
Actual cost.
All right.
And EV.
All right. Can I ask you the logic behind it? What is common between the 2?
Actual work done.
Brilliant.
And actual work.
Absolutely. So EV tells you the planned cost for actual work done and AC tells you the actual cost for actual work done. Now, actual work done being common, the difference will give you the cost variance. What you were supposed to spend versus what you ended up spending. Do you see how beautiful it is? It is so simple. You don't even have to mug up anything, right? Do you agree with that, Bilal? Nishant? All of you?
Yes.
All right. So the formula is, it's beautiful. Very well done, Jamil. So EV minus AC, right? That's perfect. You see, you got it right the very first time. 750, yeah, $750, right? Now, let's say you did a status report for this project. The plan, that is BAC, that a plan was that you would finish this project in $500, but instead you did a forecast, and the forecast comes out to be $750, and now you're checking with your manager, and the manager is very upset, says, no man, I don't care what you do. I want you to finish this entire project in the original budget, right? Now, if you argue with the management, there is a limit to which you can argue. The better way to argue is to put it in some kind of mathematics which actually explains that this is not possible or it is possible. So how do we do it? This is called the asking rate. Now guys, listen to it carefully. The name of this tool and technique is called To Complete Performance Index, TCPI. To Complete Performance Index. And what does it do? It actually helps you find the asking rate of the project. So how do we do it, right? So what is the current EAC? Current EAC is $750, right? And what was your BAC?
$500.
Your BAC was $500, right?